This video is going to be an update on the tires that I purchased. Last time it was very wet. I had a long conversation with a few people, and they said that this year, 2021, it was just really wet, and it was really snowy, and it was an unfair testing of the tires because it's never been this wet in many, many years. A person who's lived here for 30 years, a neighbor of mine, told me that he hasn't seen it this bad for 30 years. I mean, it snows and everything, but not the continuous amount every day. So it's now been about 8 days. We had a couple of 90-degree days out here. I'm in the northern part of Pennsylvania, and this seems to be working. So the land seems to be dry now, and we'll double check. And I think that now I can give it a fair chance back there to see if I get stuck and I can mow the whole area. So let's see if I can do that with the tires. So as you can see, it's been a few days since I've mowed the lawn. All the weeds are growing. And I have to mow this whole area back here. And I just mowed this probably 5 days ago. But I had to go out of town. And this is what happened when I went out of town. So now I got to mow all this here, this area here, and a little bit of over there. But mostly here, I'm concerned with, you can see it grew a lot. My neighbor might have, that's a little birdie there. My neighbor had probably cut this here for me. So to keep the path. So I guess, I'm sorry, lost my train of thought. So he did this, and as you can see, it's only been about 5 days. It grew a lot. But it's been dry a lot. I'm sorry, I should rephrase that. It hasn't been 5 days. It's been 8 days. But it's dry now, and it should be easier to mow. There's no more mud. As in my previous videos, when I walked through here, I showed you all the mud on the ground and everything, and it was pretty bad. But it looks like everything, like over here. I got to get some dirt to fill in some of these holes. It's only on the edges. Pretty much the middle, most of it is flat. As for the ends here, they have a lot of holes and areas for water to stay in. So I'm going to get some topsoil and just spread it around. Just cover, see, like these large, we have a lot of those at here, in this area here. And I'm just going to fill it in so it kind of flattens out. I might end up hiring a person so that they could come and maybe level it out, make sure this whole area, strip here. Alright, so see, no more wet, no more water, pretty much dry. This is an area I got stuck in. Now it's dry, so with the new tires that I put on, should work just fine. Unfair test. It literally was quicksand mud. It was just, you know, I don't think even a 4x4 would be able to get out of what I got into on the first video. I mean, it was really wet. Anyway, today it wasn't as muddy. It's been 8 days since it rained and the land has dried up. This thing is a champ. These tires, I don't think with the standard tires that it came with, you know, these, or I should say, I have them stored here. These tires here, I have them as, you know, to keep them as spares just in case. They would have definitely not been able to mow the land back there. Definitely. This thing, I never got stuck. It's really weird when I'm actually looking to turn. Let's say I'm turning on a turn and it's on a hill. Let's say I'm either on a downward slope. If I'm backwards on a downward slope or forward, if I hit the gas to get out of that hill fast enough, even if I have the tires turned this way, the front tires, it'll still keep going straight a little bit, not much. So if I started the turn here and I hit the gas or the battery or the power and these kick in and you feel them, they kick into the grass, they're really grippy. This tire will stay like this going forward about, I'd say, maybe sometimes 6 inches to a foot. So a little unnerving, and you got to catch yourself, but I get out. I don't get stuck. So that's the most important part. So be careful with that, with these tires, definitely on hills or sideways hills. If you're sideways and you're turning to try to turn this way, you'll kind of keep going this way instead of that way. So it's a little weird, unnerving, but you know, just be careful with it. You don't want to tilt this thing or have this thing fall over. So, you know, be careful with it. But it worked well. Those tires worked really, really, really well. I am very, very impressed by them. They worked really well. All right, so I hope you liked the video. I hope it helps. Thank you. Bye.